At this time, I would like to introduce the 2021 recipient of the College of Health and Human Sciences Teacher of the Year Award. This year's 2020-2021 College of Health and Human Sciences Teacher of the Year has been at SIUC since 2004. He is an Associate Professor of Exercise Physiology, the Director of the School of Human Sciences Exercise Science Program, and the Director of the Strong Survivors Program. He is also the head SIUC Spirit Liaison for the SIUC Spirit effort on campus. He frequently incorporates his SIUC Spirit activities into his teaching. And today we have asked him to share a few brief thoughts. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Phil Anton.
Thank you, Dean Collins. Whoa, I can't breathe in this thing, jeez. Well, thank you again, Dean Collins. And first of all, I want to say a mondo thank you to the College of Health and Human Sciences for this tremendous, tremendous honor. To receive this award from a college that is absolutely chock full of dedicated, creative, compassionate teachers is just incredibly humbling. And I share this award with my colleagues who, without a doubt, make me a better professor. I promise to do my level best to try to live up to the title that I've been given. So as Dean Collins said, I was asked to share a few brief thoughts with you today, and I want to start with the definition. And the definition that I want to start with is the word lump. Yes, lump. Now, Webster's dictionary defines lump as a compact mass of a substance, especially one without definite or regular shape. Now, over 20 years of teaching, the word lump has come to have a very different connotation in relation to certain students. In the numerous courses I have been blessed to have the opportunity to teach, I have had many, many, many enthusiastic, passionate, attentive students who have made my classes better just by their mere presence. That said, I have also had a few lumps. Now, there is really no definitive written definition of the traits of this particular classroom creature, and usually a visual demonstration is what works best.
The higher the intensity of activity, the more we will burn anyone, glucose. Now, when glucose is not needed, it'll be stored as glycogen. The enzyme that catalyzes the creation of glycogen is glycogen synthase. The enzyme that speeds up glycogen breakdown is glycogen phosphorylase. Now, what would happen to glucose availability if synthase and phosphorylase were active at the same time? Nothing. It would be like what would happen to the humidity of a room if you had a humidifier and a dehumidifier running at the same time. Does anyone know what I just created? Anyone? An analogy. Anyone?
Bueller.
That's my best visual demonstration of a lump. Now, before we continue, I have to give credit to my wife and teaching colleague, Dr. Julie Partridge, for coining the term lump. Now, as my students are unfortunately aware, I claim to have the longest syllabus on campus, and we typically go through it in painstaking detail on the first day of class. Now, there's a section in that syllabus that addresses lumpiness, and it is worded in this way. As a part of training to be a good professional, you should also consider your facial expressions, posture, body language, etc. when you are in class. The university is populated by many lumps. Don't be a lump. Now, the reading of that statement is typically followed by the visual demonstration that you just witnessed. And then I strongly encourage the students in attendance to do everything that they can to avoid the lump characterization by at least trying to appear to be engaged, even though they might not be. I speak to the fact that while the term lump has a comical connotation to it, it also has a very professional connotation to it, and students should really try their level best to not be a lumpy student. The phrase "fake it till you make it" comes to mind, and that phrase is not a permission slip to feign interest serially, but it references a professional skill that all students should hone. And you may ask, well, why is that? Well, because there's little doubt that you will encounter many situations in life where the topic of a meeting or a conversation is not going to be firing you up, and you have to appear to be at least a bit interested. Now, as I stated earlier, the ratio of non-lumps to lumps in my classes leans very heavily in the direction of the non-lumps, and for that, I am eternally grateful. In fact, I would like to take this opportunity to give a shout out to the non-lumps who have come and gone throughout my teaching career. And whether your non-lumpitude was genuine or manufactured, the energy that I have received from you is a core reason for any success that I have experienced over my career. In fact, there's no way that I could have ever gotten to the point of being considered for this prestigious award if it were not for you. So, if you have a glass, please raise it high. Non-lumps, may you retain the ability to appear bright-eyed and bushy-tailed for the remainder of your days. You make the classroom and the wider world a better and more interesting, more dynamic place, and that benefits everyone. And that's really what this ceremony is all about. It's a celebration of non-lumpitude. So, here's to the non-lumps.
Well, thank you, Phil.
You're welcome. Dean Collins, I turn it back over to you, sir.
Wonderful. And I can say I now have a greater appreciation for the non-lumps in attendance today. Okay, so I have a much clearer vision.